Why are we always here?
Here we are again. We just got our Amazon delivery. It's like Christmas in here. We got a rear view mirror. We just got a suction cup one, so it's not a pain in the ass. More importantly, we got this. This is the countertop stick-on vinyl, and it's a concrete finish look. So hopefully it looks pretty good when it's on there. The goal is to have this top look like a concrete countertop. Can't forget that. That is essential. So that wall there, I don't know if we ever mentioned that, but we painted that with a chalkboard. The one that's actually the sliding door, we painted the wall, the black part, with a chalk paint. So it is a chalkboard and we can write our to-dos. So before we put on the vinyl countertop, I bought these iron pipes, and we're going to use these as our sink faucet. Really cheap. We bought this one, which is going to be the one that kind of sits underneath. It goes through the countertop. We bought this, two other lengths that are longer than this, and two 90s, all for $7. So our entire sink faucet, that should look kind of cool because it'll be, you know, the concrete countertop, and then a kind of industrial steel looking faucet. It should work well together. I don't know what it'll look like yet, but hopefully it looks cool. And super cheap, $7 for the faucet. So that's a nice cheap alternative. Alright, so I've located where the hole is gonna go for the faucet, and we don't have a bit that's big enough. It's gonna be a drill and then maybe a sand. I don't really know what we're gonna use to bore it out more, but we'll find something. Just screwing in this little block underneath so that the faucet has a little more to grab on its way through, because it's only 1/2 inch ply on the top. Whew, that sucked, but after, you know, 45 minutes of filing and sanding the hole because I didn't have a big enough bit, I got her through and she's fitting. So there's our faucet. Just gonna go throw some thread tape on all these and see if this whole setup is going to be watertight with just tape. It should be.
These are from IKEA.
We're hanging up this little curtain wire. Pretty much what we did. This piece is what's on the end here, and you put a self-tapping screw through that, and then this one threads onto it, and boom, just like that, we got the wire up, running across, and it works. Looks pretty good. So that's kind of, that'll black out, you know, most of what's coming from the front, which I'm fine with. It gives us a lot of privacy. You may be wondering why Dr. Seuss looking trees, but it's because it's fabric we already had. So this is the budget build, so we're making it look as good as we can within the budget. Okay, so as far as I know, we're ready for the vinyl now. I've been waiting for this moment for a while because, I don't know, for some reason I'm excited about the vinyl. But I got the hole cut for the sink and the faucet. Those are the only holes going in, I think. So we're just gonna start installing the vinyl, and I might regret it, but who knows. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that result. It went down fairly smoothly, smooth as you can ask for really when it comes to something like that. It looks pretty good. There's a few areas that it's bubbling a bit just because the surface below isn't perfectly flat, but yeah, it's supposed to resemble concrete. It kind of does. I mean, you can tell it's a vinyl and not a concrete countertop for sure, but I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it, so. Alright, so I'm just gonna throw the bed frame together. It's very simple, just a piece of plywood and some 2x4s. It's all just gonna be butt joined. It doesn't really matter, so no fancy joiner here. Nice and simple. We had to offset that one there because of the wheel well. We'll be sitting right here, but pretty happy with that. It feels sturdy enough for a bed at least. Yeah, nothing special, just something to hold the bed up a little bit, 10 inches above, so it just sits above the wheel well. So now that the bed's in here, it's starting to feel a lot more like it's coming together. So far this morning, we've got the bed in, we've got that, Addie hemmed that last night and we have it installed again. And then we got these two, and these are just magnetized on. And so when we're driving, we can just pull them down. When we're not, we can have some privacy. So for coolers, we have just a Coleman. We bought this one. I liked it because it's nice and deep, but not too big. So it'll, you know, being deeper, you lose a lot less of the cold air when you open it. And then we also have this. This was given to us from my sister's boyfriend, completely free for us. And it's just a Moby Cool 12-volt cooler. That is perfect for us because of the cup holders. Good enough for what we need for at least cruising in the summer. And this bracket and these screws were just in the van, along with a lot more. So that's what we're gonna use. Just another free solution, I guess, for us to mount this table down so it doesn't slide around while we are driving. Bought this new for $23. It's folding chair, actually has a pretty comfortable cushion. And nice and simple, right? Folds up flat and we can slide it under the bed, no problem. So as you can tell, the headroom is tight. Yeah, it's tight, but it works. There's actually, like, you know, unless I'm acting like a complete spaz, should be okay. So we got our backsplash tiles, they just stick on. And we're gonna throw them up along the entirety of this wall. And yeah, we'll see how that looks.
We must keep going. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But by all means, keep moving.
Alright, so the tile's on. We're just gonna run a gray caulking bead likely along the bottom edge to close up that slight gap, and also more importantly to make it watertight. But the tile's looking pretty good.
I'm still going, boy.
Another little addition we made is just $3 or $4 at the dollar store, and it's just, you know, nice little reading light for the desk. Another one, $4 at the dollar store. So we're on what is hopefully going to be our last day working on the van. We have one more thing on the way. We have one more thing on the way, but it's just a portable power pack, which I'm guessing we'll just put right there. I'll find a home for it, but it's not going to really be something we need to install. It's just a plug and play thing. So today, hopefully, is going to be the last day of actually doing work and installing things in the van. So, yeah, last night went to a buddy's house. He was storing this for me, so it's just a nice 2-burner camper 2-burner. So we'll either be able to cook here with the back door open, or we have this little fold-out table that will, it's like really small camping fold-out table that we'll be able to cook from just outside. Probably do that whenever we can because we want to keep all the smells outside of the van.
And the net is up. Spencer just got the ukulele up.
Looks pretty good. Fills in that wall. So this is our idea for a shower solution. It's just a 1-gallon weed sprayer and this little side sprayer for a sink. So what I did is I just cut off the weed sprayer part, threw on a little fitting and a pipe clamp and squeezed it all together. And it holds pressure still. And so we're gonna spray paint it black so it collects more UV and heats up a little better. And the idea is that we can leave it out in the sun, have a warm shower in the evening. All right, well, the sink is now done. We have everything rigged up in there, so pretty much we have this hose going down in the bottom of the clean water. It runs up down to this manual foot pump. You pump that and then it runs back up to the faucet, and there's the faucet. So
An issue occurred.
so this pump was absolutely useless. It barely moved the water at all. It wasn't even strong enough to prime the water to come up that, 2 feet at the most. So we're just scrapping that one. We'll send it back. Unfortunately, we're probably going to go over budget now because we were so tight. I don't know 100% as of right now if we were on budget, but I think we're so tight that the difference in price between these two pumps will actually put us over. But this pump was $100 at the local very, very pricey marine store. I was very impatient because we wanted to go out tonight and I just bought it. So this one, pretty confident because it's marine proper pump. It likely will be able to self-prime itself. But unfortunately this one off Amazon was a total piece. Yeah, this one should work. We'll rig this one up and hopefully that's the only difference. You wanna know something, folks? This is why you go marine. It works.
Let's see, is it leaking? This is the first time water's come through the drain. Nothing's happening there.
Don't show me that God. Wow, that makes me so much happier already. It was expensive, but it primed almost instantly. It is so much better. All right, so the power supply is in. It is a Jackery 160. If you watch van videos, you probably are familiar with this, but it's essentially just a small lithium-ion battery, 160 watt-hour. It has an AC outlet here, it's household outlet, and then direct current, DC out, and a bunch of USB ports. It's got a little display there. Shows you the wattage input, wattage output, and the battery percentage. Pretty handy little thing. I tested it with my laptop and it powered my laptop for about 4 hours before it was down to 19% there. My laptop was also, that 4 hours plus the couple hours it gets on its own battery. That's, 6 hours of solid use. Pretty good for such a small thing. Pretty confident down the road I'll get a solar panel. But until I get a solar panel for it, we can just charge it while we're driving or when we're stopping at friends or family's houses, we can charge it through the AC. So it's got multiple charging options there. The backsplash and the concrete vinyl countertop was $86.99.
The Jackery, so our portable power system, was $229.99.
All the lumber and hardware to make up the bed was $39.84.
The foot pump that we ended up getting after returning the Amazon one was $106.39.
All the plumbing and different fittings and everything for the sink was $30.75.
And then everything that made up our shower was $38.77. And then the mesh nets that we used to cover the cubby holes, $29.96.
And then all the random extra stuff like the lighting, the guitar mount, the hooks, all of that stuff, just the various things throughout the build, they all amounted to $154.04. Putting us over budget by about $63 or just under.
It's largely due to having to buy that foot pump.
Yeah, the foot pump is really what put us over, as expected. Although being over $60 on a $4,000 total, like the $1,200 build budget, but the $4,000 budget including the van, yeah, $60 isn't the end of the world. We're pretty happy with that actually. So I want to say thanks to any of my friends who helped out throughout the build, their parents for letting me park in their driveways and use their tools, especially Nick for supplying us with a lot of material.
If you're planning on doing a van build, it's probably best to tell everyone you're doing it, because that's how we got the flooring. That's how we got an inverter from a friend. You get a lot of things when you tell people that you're doing something like that, because either they want to help and be a part of it, or they have something laying around that they don't need and you could use.
Usually people want to help out. It's a fun thing to do. We did all the build we did is just quick and dirty, nothing we took very seriously. All the finishings were just, get it on there kind of mentality. It turned out looking pretty good given that was our mentality, but I definitely could have spent a lot more time being finicky with stuff, but that wasn't really the point. The point was just to get her done, have fun with it, and it was fun because I think of that mentality. We just went for it. Didn't really know how to do everything, but we knew enough about everything to figure it out. And yeah, it was fun. Really appreciate you guys watching and following along. We'll probably do a follow-up video as well, just showing how the power system's holding up, whether or not I end up getting a solar panel. The water system is actually practical. We stayed in it last night and I was very happy with it. I mean, it's low pressure water, but you can really control how much water you use with that foot pump. If you guys are interested in seeing the follow-up video, subscribe and follow along. Yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Thanks.